Greetings everybody, and welcome back to episode 73 and 74 of Extreme Evocast, an all-purpose Pokemon podcast where we talk about news, trivia, and everything related to Pokemon. I am your wonderfully bodacious host, Lillieceon, and you know how we do it. Whenever I don't have time to do an episode, I don't delay it. I do 2 episodes at the same time. I've said this before, but it's mostly just for me to keep a hold of my schedule, because it just so happens that my schedule for episode releases are kind of perfect relating to the year, and you know what I mean. I'm not getting into it. But anyway, welcome everybody to today's episode. I have a little bit of a thing to talk about before we get into it. And I will say there's not very much today. I know it's like 2 episodes in one, but it's really not. I'm kind of cheaping out on you, I think, a little bit this time around. There really is not very much to talk about today. Mostly because a lot of the things in like the late December are all like holiday and Christmas stuff that like I'm not going to talk about anymore because it's not relevant anymore. It's January. Happy New Year, by the way. First episode of Evocast in 2022. Monumental occasion. I'm happy about it. It would still be the first episode of 2022 because I think the episode I was going to release was going to be like 2 days before Christmas, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you had a great year, first of all, and also a great transition into the year. But with the new year, I want to talk about a couple things. First of all, I do want to say I want to apologize. Not that I necessarily have to, but I want to for my own sake. For last episode, I don't feel like it was very good. I don't feel like it was nearly up to par with my other episodes than it it could have been. I think I was stressed out. It was the end of the year. I was trying to get it out before I went home for the holidays. I apologize, but I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. This episode, I'm in much brighter spirits. I'm feeling it. So if you were disappointed with last episode, I keep saying last week. If you were disappointed with last episode, let this one be a sort of a revival. Because first of all, I don't feel like I don't feel like I had an enthusiasm that I nearly always do, and like, I don't always have to, but I definitely feel like with this podcast there comes some level of enthusiasm that I should show and have. But I also do not think that my thoughts about BDSP were talked about nearly as well as they could have been. It definitely was, I think, a big thing that made me sort of realize that last episode wasn't very good was the stats. I have the stats on how many people listen to the episodes and where, and compared to last episodes. And I will be honest with this information, it didn't do very well, and I can attribute that also to, I think, the holiday time. I don't think episodes nearly do very well around the holidays, because who has time to listen to podcasts on Christmas? Nobody is the answer to that question. But and of course, I know what you're probably thinking. It doesn't matter. I'm thinking too hard about this, but as someone who is doing this for myself and others, I'm just doing this because it's fun. I'm doing this because I enjoy talking about Pokemon for people. But I'm doing this podcast for the entertainment of people, and I want to make sure that the entertainment of people is the highest that it can be. And when I'm not in very good spirits, even in like a messy time where I skipped an episode because of finals and because of BDSP me not finishing in time because of finals, I really was just not in a good headspace. And that's not good. I don't want that to be what this podcast is all about. I want it to be the highest quality that it can be, because it means that I get to entertain as many people as I can. So if you are an avid, regular listener to this podcast, I apologize. And also I thank you for listening to this podcast. I not to be sappy in the first 4 minutes of the episode, but I really appreciate everyone who comes and listens to this podcast. I put a lot of heart and soul into it. I do it as much as I can, to the best I can. And it really, really means a lot that I can look at my mistakes and do better. So, and it also means a lot that people come and listen to this podcast. Anyway, let's move on. Today, I am going to be talking about BDSP again. I'm going to be talking about what I said last time, which was I'm going to be talking about the post-game, things that I have not experienced beforehand, which is exciting, new. I'm not just going to be talking about it as a remake. I'm going to be talking about new information. Maybe not new information to you, but new information to me. And yeah, that's it. That's a joke, but there really is not that many things to say today. It's going to be, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one, I think. I don't really think I have both too much to say in terms of things beforehand and also things to say about BDSP, because I'm covering such a small part of the game. Anyway, let's get moving on. Last thing before I start, I do want to say that I will be talking about Pokemon evolutions and those Poketune things that I had no idea existed until I saw some people posting screenshots on Twitter of the most recent one. It's like another little short collection, and I'm thinking what I might start doing is just if I don't have anything to talk about, I'm going to be doing one episode each, something like that. I don't know, but I will be talking about them soon. Probably next episode, because it actually works out perfectly. I don't think I'm going to have another BDSP incident where the games are going to come out right before an episode is supposed to come out, and I don't want to do the episode before I play it. The game Legends Arceus is going to come out the day after an episode is supposed to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to release next episode as usual, not talking about Legends Arceus, and then the next episode will hopefully be just the Legends Arceus episode, which I'm going to be playing that game nonstop. That school will allow me to, but I'm going to be playing. I can assure you I'm going to be playing that game nonstop. I'm so excited. Oh my god, it's so soon. I cannot believe that game is coming out as soon as it is, but wow. Oh my god. I'm not going to be streaming it. I'm going to be playing it on my own time. I don't have time to stream it or do anything other than covering it in this episode. So in this podcast. So just like BDSP, I'm just going to be playing it on my own time so I can really play it to my heart's content, not worry about scheduling, things like that. And just play the game, enjoy it, and then talk my heart out about it. So that's what's coming up soon with this podcast. Evolutions, Poketunes, and then obviously Legends Arceus when it comes out. But we're not there yet, are we? We still got stuff today to talk about. We still got BDSP to talk about. So let's get a move on. So there was this is interesting. So there was an orchestrated performance. So this is coming from Sarah B. Thank you, Sarah B. Most of my news comes from Sarah B, by the way. Pokemon Company are to show a special orchestrated performance of the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl soundtrack on YouTube at 9 UTC. Okay, this has already happened. This will include various tracks from the games, including Cynthia's theme, who recently won a poll on the official Twitter account for favorite theme from the games. The performance will last 5 minutes and 52 seconds. So so that was the 23rd of December, and then it came out the next day on Christmas Eve. To commemorate it and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl's launch, a special 5 minute and 52 second performance of some of the music from the game was released. So I watched it. It is a 5 minute and 52 second performance of just orchestrated BDSP or Diamond and Pearl stuff. There's Cynthia's theme. There's the title screen theme, and it's official. It's official orchestrated. It's really, really nice to hear with obviously with BDSP soundtrack being meaty, not orchestrated, it's nice to hear some updated orchestrated music from the game, which we're gonna get our fill of in Legends Arceus. I'm not really worried about that because Legends Arceus is obviously super based on Sinnoh, so I'm not worried about the music not being up to par, but this is, it's a nice little treat. You should go watch it if you haven't already. It's on the the Japanese Pokemon Twitter account, I think. Is this just the Japanese Pokemon Twitter account? Yes. Yeah, this is just the Japanese Pokemon Twitter account. I'm sure you can find it. It might be on the American Pokemon Twitter or YouTube account. Did I say Twitter? I definitely said Twitter. Let me look at the Pokemon account. Just looking up Pokemon doesn't actually bring up the official Pokemon. No, okay, so it's not on the American one. The English one. Definitely should not have said American. The English Pokemon YouTube channel. It's only on the Japanese one. But if you go to Cerebi, you go to the December 2021 news, then you'll find it there. With the release of the orchestrated, the music, there was something called the Pokemon DP Sound Library, which it allows for you to listen to all 149 songs from the original Pokemon Diamond and Pearl for free, as well as listen to set playlists. You have the ability to download the music as long as it's not used for profit. It also provides downloads of sheet music for the following themes: Route 201, Lake, and Battle Wild Pokemon. The website is region locked to Japan, which you can just use a VPN, I'm sure. Clicking on the link brings me to an error. Request blocked. I assume that it's still up. I assume it's just because of the Japan lock. So if you have a VPN, or if you want to look at the Pokemon DP Sound Library, you can use a VPN to access it. So you can download like all of the music from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl for free. I assume they'll be in Japanese, like the titles and stuff will be in Japanese, but still, that's if you like listening to Pokemon music, then there you go. You could download them. Pretty cool. I hope they'll do this in the future and also not lock it to Japan. Pokemon Go for the new year, for 2022, they've decided to treat us. They're giving us a morsel of a gift. Not that Pokemon Go hasn't been good to us before, but so we're getting a community day, obviously, for January, and it is of Swell, which is interesting. They're going back to just like some random Hoenn Pokemon. I'm not really sure why. I haven't been following with the the pattern. I assume they're just doing the same thing they've always done. I mean, they're doing Swell. I don't think they're not in Hoenn mode anymore. They're way past Hoenn mode. So maybe they're just doing Swell because it's like ice winter. I have no idea. But it says Niantic have announced the next Pokemon Go Community Day on January 16th. We'll focus on Swell. What is the... it will also give out the moves Icicle Spear and Powder Snow to Walrein. So any community day that you, or any Swell that you catch on community day, of course, will have an increased shiny chance, or it can be shiny, increased shiny chance as well, and it will have Icicle Spear and Powder Snow. But not only that, they're also doing a special community day called a Community Day Classic. It's technically just like an event. But it's called Community Day Classic Back to Bulbasaur. It's on January 2nd, so like a week after after the Community Day, and the Swell one, and it features Bulbasaur. And like it's like the same as a normal Community Day. Venusaur gets Frenzy Plant. There's like a special research for $1, so it's like the same as any other community day. You get the same rewards. They can be shiny. It's just like another community day. I think they're running out of ideas. They're running out of Pokemon to do it with. Hence why they're just like doing Swell. And they're like, oh, we can just like do Bulbasaur again. We can just do Bulbasaur but again. It's not that deep. Who cares? But like, I imagine that this is going to be somewhat of like a test. I don't think that they've done this before. I don't I think I would have remembered, and I would have seen if they did this before. But like, if this is something that they're doing that's new, then they're probably just testing it out and seeing what's going on. See if people like this. People who missed the Bulbasaur. I mean, like, you could just kind of get every Pokemon that you missed before in the December community day, but it's like specific shout outs just to Pokemon that have already run. Bulbasaur was, of course, I believe, the first community day. Was it? I guess I should probably look this up. I'm going to look this up right now, because if so, then I imagine that they're going to just cycle back through. Okay, no. Pikachu is the first one, and Dratini was the second one, and then Bulbasaur was the third one. So they're not starting from scratch, but they're doing it again. We will just have to see if that is something that they are doing in the future. Pokemon Go is also having an event called Mountains of Power, and I don't know what to expect from the name. I assume there will be large piles of power, perhaps even mountains. The event, Mountains of Power event, and is due to run from January 7th, so tomorrow as of recording, Friday as of recording this, January 7th to January 13th. And introduces Mega Aerodactyl. Oh, I see. And Shiny Slugma into the game. Oh, it's a part of the heritage, which I can't remember. Season of Heritage is that the Legends Arceus collaboration? I don't remember what that is. Hold on, I literally talked about it last time, but I'm not gonna remember every single one. What is the Season of Heritage? Season of Heritage. It's just like that thing where they do different, like, regions have different Pokemon, or like different Pokemon for different times of the year. It's just like a really long event in huge quotations, but it's part of the event. It's part of the Season of Heritage event. And it introduces Mega Aerodactyl and Shiny Slugma into the game. Cool. So again, that is from January 7th to January 13th. So not that long, like a week, I think. Exactly. So get it while you can. Pokemon Masters EX. Oh, okay. I'm actually really excited to talk about this one. Pokemon Masters EX went and just dropped the coolest trailer of all time. Just for no reason. Let me find this. It was in December. Again, not going to be talking about too many things in December after what we already talked about. Here we go. So Pokemon Masters EX has announced the Sinnoh arc of the villain story, including the coming villain prelude event, with the addition of Cynthia and Giratina as a sync pair, starting December 27th. So it's been going on for a little while. There's a new thing called the Legendary Gauntlet on January 20th, and you will face legendary arenas in a row to get new lucky cookies. So they added a insane trailer for Pokemon Masters, and it was just Cynthia has this new dress where she looks like Giratina, and there's a choir in the background singing the her theme, and it's she's got huge Giratina coming up from the shadows behind her. It's crazy. Please go and watch this if you haven't already. It's insane. She looks like an evil character. I don't know, is she gonna be the villain? I don't think she's gonna be the villain, because it also shows Cyrus and Team Galactic and stuff, the commanders, but she's even more scary than she was before, and with Cynthia, that is for sure saying something. My God, girl, she's got too much power. Go and watch this trailer if you haven't already. It's just on the official Pokemon YouTube channel. It's called Team Galactic Invades Pazeo. It's crazy. It's not I don't play this game, but I'm hype about it, just because it's what it adds to the Pokemon lore is that Cynthia is more powerful than ever before, and I think that's something that's a monumental occasion. Hey, also, it's New Year's. Pokemon Masters EX also has a little bit of a New Year's celebration going on. Where is this? I assume it's in January. Here we go. The New Year and New Friends event has begun in Pokemon Masters EX. It runs until January 18th, and it has Volkner and Electivire and Sabrina and Chingling as new sync pairs. What is it? What is this all about? I'm going to look at the page for this. The New Year and New Friends event is an event based around the trainers of Pazio celebrating the New Year. You know, I could have gotten that from the name. It's just like any other event. There's new battles, there's new dialogue and stuff. It's cool. New sync pairs though with new costumes. It seems they look like Volkner is dressed up like Electivire, and Sabrina is wearing a cute little dress. Sort of inspired by Chingling. She doesn't look like a Chingling, but she's kind I guess inspired. I don't really know. Volkner's just straight up wearing like an Electivire costume. Not really, but it looks like it. He looks like an Electivire Gajinka that you would see on like Tumblr. You know. Sabrina's just here. She's just got her Chingling. Nothing special. Just a little New Year's event. Pokemon Unite for once doesn't have like a bajillion things happening at once. There's not like 40,000 new Pokemon Unite things coming out. There was a little bit of a celebration from January, what was that? January 1st to January 4th, you could play every single Pokemon in Pokemon Unite. I didn't see that until just now. But I mean, you know, there's a couple things. Dragonite is playable. Sort of, we already sort of talked about him, but he's out. He's doing stuff. He came out since we last talked about it. And of course, you know, I say that Pokemon Unite didn't have like a bajillion things, but they added like 40,000 new Hollowware. And I'm gonna look this up. I have a list, but I want to see them. They always add just like a bajillion amounts of they add so much Holloware. They also added something called Premium Holloware, which I think is like special Holloware that only premium people can get. I'm gonna look at this. What is this? Premium Holloware? Oh, it's like the ones you get from the battle pass. Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is technically premium Holloware. Okay, well, we can look at these after. There is a new premium Holloware, but there is just some new normal Holloware, which of course is sort of a new segment here on Evocast called the Holloware Speed Round. Name patent pending. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not, but for now it does its purpose. The Holloware Speed Round. We have Zero Aura Power Plant style, where he is just kind of in like a worker's costume. It's cute. He's wearing an orange jumpsuit. Checkered style Ninetales, which Sylveon is, I think, the only one to have a checkered style. Let me find her. Not really much of a speed round, but here she is. Yeah, she's just wearing like a little green checkered dress. Cute. Holiday Pokemon for Holiday Holloware. It's worth a try. Holiday Holloware for Dragonite, Blastoise, Garchomp, Gardevoir, and Mamoswine. And I believe it's literally just them wearing, like, Santa hats. Yep, Mamoswine, he's just wearing a Santa hat. Dragonite, he's wearing a Santa hat. He's wearing, like a bow on his chest. How daring today, aren't we? Pikachu, Christmas hat. Who else? Blastoise, literally just a Santa hat. Gardevoir, let me guess. A Santa hat. Yep. Not just Santa hat. Is that it? Yep. No, Garchomp. Yep, just a Santa hat. Well, at least Dragonite had something special. He's got like a belt. And then finally, second before finally, there is Tuxedo style for Blastoise. Oh my god, I just saw these. Sorry, Tuxedo style for Slowbro. He's got like a top hat. He's wearing a tuxedo, a blue bow tie. They know exactly what these Pokemon need for skins. Blastoise, I forgot it's in order. Pokemon Pokedex order. Yeah. Oh my god, he's so fancy. They're all wearing different tuxedo outfits. Greedent is such a tuxedo wearing Pokemon. Where is he? Is he on here? There he is. Oh my god. He's even got like a strap around his tail. Like a fancy strap. Oh my god. It's cute. And finally, they have a premium holoware for the Absol. I almost said Arceus. Absol, which is the dark suit style. Not to be confused with the tuxedo style. It's dark because he's edgy. He's a dark type Pokemon. Absol is wearing an extremely fancy suit with like cuffs, stripes. That is a choice suit. And he's got like bling. He's got like a jeweled necklace on. And he has like a cowboy hat almost. But the side of the head where like his scythe is coming out of his side of his head, it's like the side of the hat is put up. So he doesn't hit him. So he can wear it. The attention to detail is impeccable. I have to accommodate them for that. It's really cool actually. I really like it. He's even got like frills in the back. Oh my god, it's been a while since I've actually just like sat here and looked at these. Oh, I didn't know that the cook style for Snorlax is a premium one. So it's ones that you get from the battle pass. Oh, same with the Adept Machamp. Oh, that sucks. I kind of wanted that one. They're premium, which means oh yeah. You can only get them from the battle pass or in exchange for special tickets. That sucks. They also, I think the premium holoware, I think also like affect like your moves and stuff. They change because like there was one of them, I forget which one it was. They affect what your moves look like. For the life of me, I can't remember which one that I saw. I saw one in just like some random video where someone had like a special costume and it changed what their Unite moves look like. And I don't remember which one it is. I apologize. But yeah, pretty cool. Some really good holoware this time around. Maybe other than the holiday style, but they have to add some like some basic ones. Some like not super great holoware. They always have to do that. That's just sort of what they do in games. You gotta have like the rares as opposed to like the epics or the legendaries. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway, that is it for today. Goodbye. No, kidding. That is it for the news. That's everything. I told you there really wasn't anything. I mean, I talk like the podcast has been going for half an hour, and a third of that was just me talking about like plans and apologizing. So that's how you know that there's like not much going on. But it is a wonderful time for me to start talking about the merch. The merch. I love talking about the merch. So we do have a lot of good stuff with the merch this time around. There is 99% of my merch comes from the PokeJungle @PokeJungle Twitter account. They pretty much keep me and everyone else updated on new merch, new plushies, everything like that. Even like giveaways and stuff. I'm not like sponsored by them or anything. But they are a fantastic source of like new merch, new news, pretty much. Cerebi's better for news, but PokeJungle is really good for just like merch. And that's where I get my stuff. So, 99% of the things I talk about today and ever pretty much on this podcast will be covered by PokeJungle. So you can always check those out for links, or you can probably just search them up. It depends. So we are getting new figures of Cynthia. There is it's scale figure, not scale figures. Oh my god. Figures of Togekiss, Roserade, Spiritomb, and Gastrodon, which if you've played Diamond or Pearl BDSP, those are all on Cynthia's team. As well as Cynthia and her Garchomp. Will go up on Premium Bandai Japan. And they are very high quality. I really, really like them. Cynthia looks... Oh, actually, no. Wow. It was just the compression. Cynthia looks fantastic. These figures are really well done. Like, actually. These look like almost like Nendoroid quality. Oh, and Lucario? Oh, Lucario. Okay, Lucario is coming next month, apparently. So again, most of the things I talk about on here are from Japan. Unfortunately, Japan gets a lot more Pokemon merch than we do over here in everywhere but Japan. But you can always use other things to get things from Japan shipped to you. Like things like Mecha Japan, Mecha JP is one that I've heard of that's like really good for getting things shipped. There's plenty of services. I think you can always get things shipped from Japan. It's a little difficult. You might have to spend a little more money, but like some of this Pokemon merch is choice. Not locked in Japan, though, fortunately, are new silver charms. I've talked about a lot of these in the past, but there are, again, they're pandering to me. I swear. They're really pandering to me. There is new silver charms of Sylveon, Leafeon, and Glaceon. $55? Okay. I was considering buying this, but $55. Oh man, I just remembered. I forgot to buy that like Piplup phone thing. I talked about it last time on last episode. I forgot to buy it. Well, I'm not going to worry about that right now. But yeah, so there are new Sterling Silver Charms. They're in the US and Canadian Pokemon Center. I assume the UK too, considering the UK is like UK Pokemon Center is a thing now. I don't know. PokeJungle just says US Canadian. That might just be what they're defaulting to. They might, for my European listeners, take everything I say with a grain of salt. They might not be there. But there is Pokemon Jewelry Charms, Glaceon, and Sylveon and Leafeon. The cool beauty of Glaceon comes to your favorite charm bracelet or necklace chain with this gleaming charm featuring a fun dangling design. Features an icy blue crystal. What? Where? Oh, at the top. That's cool. It's a Pokemon Center original. What do the other ones say? Do they each have like their own special little descriptions for? Features a pink crystal for Sylveon. The heartwarming friendship of Sylveon. What's Leafeon say? They even have customized little just blurbs about them. The verdant beauty of Leafeon. Good choice of wording. But yeah, anyway, those are available. I want to mention, I was just worried about being too loud in my dorm. Because, I'm in college. I live in a dorm. And I was like, it's because it's late. I'm recording this really late. I'm like, what if someone hears, there's obviously like I'm not, if I'm like screaming at 3 a.m, which it is right now, people are going to be like mad at me because they're trying to sleep. But it is actually a winter intersession right now. I had to take a winter intersession. So I'm taking a class over my winter break, essentially. I went home for the holidays, which are great, by the way. Thank you for asking. And I went home for only a couple days, like a week and a half less than I normally would have. Which sucks, obviously. You don't need me to tell you that. And I came back, and I was like, I'm worried about being too loud. I'm like 99% sure I'm like the only person, like 3 rooms around me, both like, next to me and also above and below, that's here for the winter intersession. So I can probably be as loud as I want, which is good for when later I'm going to be screaming about BDSP, just reenacting the pain that I had catching Heatran in like 100 balls. That's not true. Anyway, moving on. Next merch is, okay, this is a little bit of a weird one. Because it technically also falls into plentiful plushies, because there's like a bunch of plushies in this one, but don't worry about it. So what is this? Obviously I know more than you do. It's like a Shinx collection. What is this? There's no It's just said PokeJungle's caption is just get ready for more Shinx merch that you can shake a stick at. No information about what it is. It seems to be Japan only, unfortunately. But of course, there are resources for you to get. So I don't know what this is called. But I don't know if this is in the Pokemon Center or if this is something else. But there's like a bunch of Shinx merch. There's like a Shinx t-shirt. There's a Shinx like AirPods holder, which is really funny. There's like a bunch of Shinx like hoodies and stuff, which, wow, I actually really like that hoodie. I wish I could get that. That is such a cool hoodie. Man, it's like Luxio colored. It's got a Luxio on the oh, I'm sad. It's the one downside to looking at so much merch because I can't buy it. Okay, I think I found it. It's called the brand is called Fila. Fila. And I'm like 99% sure that all of the ones that are like available when you type in Fila Shinx merch, Fila, are reprints, which I obviously don't approve of because it's not like the merch that I was just looking at. Oh, it's called My Rentorar's Story. Rentorar is the Japanese name of Luxray. Is it somewhere? I see. Here it is. I found it. Pokemon Center Online it's a Pokemon Center Online. You know, I might actually genuinely buy this like hoodie. I assume it's gonna be so expensive. I know it's gonna be so expensive. The hoodie is so cool. I really, really like the hoodie. It's gonna be so much money. It's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not even out yet, so I don't have to worry about it. I guess that really gives you a sense of how good they are, because every you know that something is good when like I see it and I'm like, man, listen, I know I'm trying to be professional here, but like I want this. It's really cool. It's really, really cool merch. So if you're interested in looking at this, there's like a bunch of Shinx merch. There's like plushies, there's smartphone covers, there's like a bag, there's a pencil holder, there's plushies of Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray. There's an LED light, which for any Pokemon, I guess Shinx is one of the best ones for that. If you're interested in looking at those, look up Fila, like just like Shinx, whatever. They're really cool, trust me. And I'm kind of sad now that I can't get them. All right, now it's time, of course, for everyone's favorite segment, not random Pokemon of the week. We're talking about plushies still. Don't get ahead of yourself. We still have to talk about the plushies. So, okay. So every once in a while in Evocast, I list things off. There's an opportunity for me to just be like, okay, here there's a bunch of things that are here. There's a bunch of things that are that I need to talk about, and so I'm going to do that again today. And I just list them off. Because they have added, oh my god, they have added more Sitting Cuties lines. And you're going to be astonished by this. There's a line called Sitting Cuties where it's just Pokemon plushies and they're all sitting down and they're cute and they're in like this nice little chibi style, but the absolute multitude of them. So they have recently added a new sort of like a new wave of Sitting Cuties plushies, and they include Garchomp, Shaman Landform, Morotom, Leafeon, Stunky, Luxray, Piplup, Wormadam Trash Cloak, Munchlax, Glameow, Shinx, Snover, Glaceon, Azelf, Floatzel, Toxicroak, Shaman, Bonsly, Chingling, Gabite, Hippopotas, Shellos EC, Bidoof, Licky, Togekiss, Carnivine, Drifloon, Darkrai, Shellos West Sea, Probopass, Kricketune, Cherrim, Sunshine Form, Mothim, Mantike, Kricketot, Mime Jr., Chatot, Happiny, Skuntank, Washrotom, Bronzong, Tangrowth, Bronzor, Bibarel, Lumineon, Honchkrow, Baneri, Cresselia, Ambipom, Mamoswine, Driftblim, Lucario, Weasel, Frostrotom, Rhyperior, Magmortar, Phione, Gallade, Hippowdon, Spiritomb, Dusknoir, Prinplup, Weavile, Heatrodon, Finneon, Gible, Electivire, Manaphy, Magnezone, Rotom, Mesprit, Uxie, Porygon Z. Oh my god. Luxio, Frostlass, Empoleon, Riolu, Staravia, Yanmega, Staraptor, Starly, Lopunny, Fanrotom, Abomasnow, Drapion, Heatran, Regigigas, Gliscor, and both forms of Giratina. Do you see what I mean now when I say that they added a lot? So every single Pokemon that I just add, I'm pretty, okay, hold on. I'm 99% sure this is just every Sinnoh Pokemon. Is it? This is just every Sinnoh Pokemon. Except for, like, maybe some of this. No, even, like, there's no, like, Turtwig and stuff. It's like, this is almost every single Sinnoh Pokemon. This is insane. Every single Pokemon that I just mentioned, you can now get in, like, a little sitting cutie form. Most of them are sold out, unfortunately. I hate to sort of burst your bubble. But some of them aren't. So if you go to the Pokemon Center online right now and one of those Pokemon, maybe go for one of the more obscure ones like Heatran, Drapion, Abomasnow aren't sold out, Yanmega, all the really popular ones are all sold out. Normal Rotom isn't sold out? That surprises me. Things like Weavile sold out, Spiritomb is sold out, Lucario somehow is not sold out. I'm actually really surprised by that. Maybe then. Some of these Pokemon you might still have a chance with. But every single Pokemon that I just mentioned is in cutie form. Sitting cutie. So, some of these are a little bit of a stretch. Like Spiritomb. It's not really sitting down, is it? Dusknoir. It's not really sitting down, is it? I assume maybe they mean that, like, they can just stand up on their own. They can sit, quote unquote, for the Pokemon that can't sit. Like Giratina. Can't really sit. He's standing. I mean, some of these guys are actually sitting pretty well. Like they do be sitting though. Some of them are like Pokemon that you didn't really think that you would ever see sitting down. Heatran is sitting like a dog. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Heatran is literally sitting like a dog. I didn't know that sitting Heatran was something I needed in my life. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save this image right now. And I'm going to put it onto the thumbnail of the YouTube thumbnail of this episode of Evocast. This is priceless. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But yes, sorry. They're only like $12 each. They're really not that bad. They're cute. They're small, obviously. They're like 6 inches tall on average, but like. There's just so many of them. Every single Sinnoh Pokemon, except for, like, Turtwig. And, like, that I can even think of right now. And, hold on, they might not even be in this wave. No, yeah, the Turtwig line is in Sitting Cuties, too. I'm like, 99% sure this is every single Sinnoh Pokemon is available in plush form right now, and that is insane. If this was available to me as like a kid or someone who has like a millionaire, I would have my hands on every single one of these. I would complete the Pokédex of Pokemon plushies. And like you could. You really could. I'm sure you could find some of the ones that are sold out, people, inflating them or whatever. You could complete the Sinnoh Pokédex in plushie form. I think I just found, like, my life dream. Okay. Whew. Anyway, I have to, like, calm down after that. Finally, and what better way to calm down is to talk about an extremely exciting moment for me, which is my favorite Pokemon of all time in Build-A-Bear form. They're adding Glaceon to Build-A-Bear. Which, oh my god. So tempted to do this. So tempted to get this. You have no idea. Yeah, I can get one for $60. It comes with a voice box. What does the voice sound like? Oh my god, it comes with a little, like, pajamas. Okay, the actual plushie itself is only $40. Hold on. Can I hear the sound? I want to hear the sound it makes. Oh my god, you can listen to it. Oh my god. Okay. Do they have this for every Pokemon? I did not know they had sound boxes. Oh, I gotta listen to someone else. I'm sure like Pikachu and Eevee does. Does Mew have one? Oh yeah. Oh, they all do. That's cute. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. It unfortunately just just makes me want to get the Glaceon one even more. Oh, man. If I could like go back in time and put this on my Christmas list instead of literally everything else that I put on my Christmas list, I would. I don't think any of you understand how much I need this right now. But yeah, anyway. Glaceon is in Build-A-Bear, just like pretty much every other evolution. I don't think Leafeon and Sylveon are there yet, but I assume that they're coming soon. But we have like Jolteon, Espeon, and whatnot. So I assume. Anyway, I do actually have to wrap this episode up kind of soon. I do have a time limit on this episode, unfortunately. But so with that, I suppose we can get right into it. That was it for pretty much everything before the rest of the good stuff. But now it is this time for everyone's favorite segment where we talk about a random Pokemon every single episode, a random Pokemon of the week. Today's Pokemon is number 276, and I like to give people time to guess it. If you can guess this Pokemon, I would be impressed. Honestly, genuinely. 276 is the Pokemon Taillow, who is a dual-type normal flying Pokemon introduced in Generation 3. It evolves into Swellow starting at level 22. Taillow is the tiny swallow Pokemon. It has the ability Guts and Scrappy as its hidden ability. Gender ratio of 50-50. It is 1 foot tall, or 0.3 meters, and 5.1 pounds, or 2.3 kilograms. I would have good things to say about Taillow. I do. I do have good things to say about Taillow. I like Taillow. Mostly because I like Gen 3. It's my favorite. Well, all in all, Taillow is like probably one of my least favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, which is still saying something. It's still high up there. It's not a bad Pokemon. It's just like I like Swellow, I would say, more than Taillow. Swellow is a cool design. Taillow's just a bird. Swellow is also just a bird. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but Swellow is a little bit more interesting, I would say. But Taillow is it's a bird. It's just a bird. It's the bird. It's the regional bird of Generation 3. And probably one of the most forgotten about, I would say. A lot of the other ones are a little bit more beloved. Pidove, Pidgey, of course. Hooters a little bit of an exception, but I would say Taillow might be the least remembered regional bird. And, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't think that should really be what gives Taillow his his sort of his gusto. But I don't think it should describe him. He's better than that. But still, he's just a bird. And let's explore this Pokemon a little bit more. Its whole thing. I'm gonna sort of predict the Pokedex entries here. Its ability is Guts. It's sort of just like, it's like literally every other regional bird where it's like, oh, it's cute and it's small, but it's got an attitude. It's tough. It's a little bit of a rude guy. Taillow courageously stands its ground against foes, however strong they may be. This gutsy Pokemon, literally in the name, will remain defiant even after a loss. Isn't that like Spearow too? Taillow is young. It has only just left its nest. We got like a narrative going on here. As a result, it sometimes becomes lonesome and cries at night. Well, that's sad. That's like completely different from what you just said. Although it's small, it is very courageous. It will take on larger skarmory on an equal footing. However, its will weakens if it becomes hungry. Okay. Completely out of left field, it dislikes cold seasons. They migrate to other lands in search of warmth, flying over 180 miles a day. Sorry, I thought that meant 180 miles an hour. And I'm like, okay, no, but it's miles a day. It is a gutsy spirit that makes it bravely take on tough foes. It flies in search of warm climates. It's just like a bird, you know? Every bird is like that. Birds just do that. Birds migrate. Birds be migrating. When it gets cold, they migrate. Dislikes cold seasons. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Nothing else. This Pokemon's a blank slate. No, I'm kidding. We get to look at its mystery dungeon dialogue because it's a Gen 3 Pokemon. In Mystery Dungeon, red rescue team, blue rescue team. When it's at full to half HP, it says, "What I lack in size, I make up with guts." Again, there's the guts. 50 to 25%. My HP is down halfway. Quarter to 1%. I can't do this anymore. My wings won't move. Jesus. And leveled up is all right. I leveled up. Good times. You know, he's got a little bit of personality. He's a rough boy. Or girl, I suppose. He's little bit. This bird is tough. This bird is rough. This bird is tough. This bird is buff? Question mark. It's got guts. I don't know if that's what that means, but anyway. Trivia? Anything interesting? Tailo has the exact same base stats as Wingull, with only their attack and special attack swapped. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Tailo is tied with Starly, Piggypuck. Not the name of that Pokemon. Starly, Pikipek, Wingull, Ladybug, Hoot, and Spearow for the lowest base defense stat of all flying type Pokemon. What is it, like 10? 30. That's low. And that's it. We did it, everyone. That's Tailo. Congrats. Let's look at its shiny form. Ooh. You know, I've never really seen this shiny before. Is that what shiny Swell looks like? Hold on, I'm gonna do some research here. Oh yeah, wow. Oh, that looks so much worse in the 3D games. Okay, let's just talk about Tailo, not Swell. No, Tailo is the same. So, okay, this is interesting. So in Ruby, Sapphire, Diamond, and Pearl, Gen 3 and 4, it's the red on its body, like the markings, turns into like an orange, and then the blue of its feathers is like a green, like a light kind of bluish green, like a very slightly teal green, and it looks really good. I really like this style, especially because in the Diamond and Pearl sprite, underneath its wings, like the shading even has like a little bit of a green, because the shading in Tailo and Diamond and Pearl has a little bit of like a blue to it. So in like the color of its feathers. So in contrast, they gave it like a green shading, and it looks really good. And then in Black and White, they darkened it. They like completely lowered the contrast. It's like the orange is way more of a red. The green is dark, like a pine tree green. Interesting. And then they sort of reciprocated that in the 3D games, where it's darker. It's not like a light seafoam green. It's sort of like a pine tree green. Is that what they did with Swellow as well? No, Black and White kept the original color. That's interesting. So Black and White only made the green darker on Tailo, not Swellow. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to do a little bit of an average, I think. So I really like this shiny. but I kind of don't like it in the 3D games. I don't think it looks nearly as good. Mostly just like for the color differences, the contrast. So I'm going to say, I'm going to give the Ruby Sapphire an 8 out of 10. It's really good. I really like the color. It's like a toothpaste bird. And then I'm going to give Black and White Onwards a 5 out of 10. So it's going to be I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10. So it's a 7 out of 10 average for both of them. So 6 out of 10 for the 3D games and Black and White, and an 8 out of 10 for Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond and Pearl, and Platinum. So, probably like the most contrasted shiny, but averaging it out to a 7 out of 10 feels right. It's not fantastic, but a 7 out of 10 I think is a good. It's held back by the 3D games, which happens quite a bit. But it's only because it's older game sprites shinies are really, really good. I really, really like them. All right, it's time. I say it's time. It's like a month after the game came out. We're talking about the end of BDSP, not the end of like the game. Like you can still play it. I'm talking about the end of the game, the post game. So, in fact, actually, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take my Switch. I'm going to open it. I'm going to turn my volume up so you can hear it. And I'm going to tell you my final team of BDSP. Not necessarily the most interesting information in the world, but I figured if we're talking about my experiences with the game in particular, I'm going to share with you the exact layout of my team. Moves, nature, EVs. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna just say like team member, moveset, item, things like that. Because last time it was rushed because I forgot to mention it until the very end. So I'm gonna make sure you can hear this. Can you hear this? Where's the volume? You can hear this. So we have my Pachirisu, March, who had I gave him a wide lens because I had like thunder. And I figured that accuracy would be good for thunder in particular. Literally ended up having my Pachirisu have all 4 of his moves be electric type moves with Thunderbolt, Thunderwave, Volt Switch, and Thunder. Not maybe necessarily the most diverse Pokemon in the world, but Thunderwave was useful. Super useful for catching legendary Pokemon. Volt Switch is good, and then just like Thunder and Thunderbolt, pretty standard. I had June, my Jirachi that I got from the very start of the game. By the way, March ended at, I can't see what level he is because he's fainted. 72. 72. High, is it my highest? No. June is level 69. Had the moves Psychic, Wish, Flash Cannon, and Dazzling Gleam. I had my Weavile, July, who is also level 69, who had Night Slash, Iron Tail, Shadow Claw, and False Swipe. False Swipe, of course, I gave him after for catching legendaries. My highest level Pokemon, April, level 73, my Ambipom, with Aerial Ace, Brick Break, Taunt, and Giga Impact. My shiny Roserade, that I think I talked about this at like the very end of the episode, so I'll tell the story again. I shiny hunted in the very beginning of the game in Eterna Forest with Cheryl until I got a shiny, which is mostly the reason why the game took me so long, because I shiny hunted for like 24 hours total to get her. But like I said in last episode, playing through the game with a shiny Pokemon was such a fun experience. She had Giga Drain, Toxic, Petal Blizzard, and Leech Seed. And last but not least is May, my Hippowdon, who had Earthquake, Double Edge, Stone Edge, and Crunch at level 69. I haven't done any... I'm going to turn my game off now. I haven't done any of the... So there's a couple things I still haven't done, which I don't think I really need to talk about them. I don't really think I need to like experience them to talk about them. I didn't do the Battle Tower. I didn't do the Poke Radar. I used the Poke Radar when I was a kid. I also used it in X and Y. The Poke Radar is nothing new. Battle Tower is nothing new. I didn't do gym rematches or Elite Four rematches. I didn't think they were necessarily important enough for me to do. But what I did do was, of course, after I beat the game, I went to the fight area for like the first time in Diamond and Pearl in ever. And I didn't know that you had to complete the Sinnoh Pokedex. And for a second, when I I didn't really understand what that meant. And I thought that I needed to catch every single Sinnoh Pokemon. So I started to evolve Pokemon. I took out my Bidoof, I started to evolve it. I took out my Kricketot, I evolved it, and then I realized that it only meant seen Pokemon, and I was like, okay, that's easy. I can do that. And it turns out the only Pokemon that I needed to see were the Lake Trio and Wormadam of all Pokemon. I had every single Pokemon seen. Because in the game, I tried to fight every single trainer. I'm pretty sure I fought every single trainer that I possibly could, except for one on like Route 214 that happened to have a Wormadam. I didn't see it. So I fought that trainer. I saw a Wormadam, and then I went around and caught the Lake Trio. So catching the Lake Trio is something I've done before. I did it in Platinum, but I sort of as like a prelude to talking about the catching legendaries and stuff. I love catching legendaries in Pokemon games. I love going around and just catching all the rare Pokemon. It's so much fun. I love getting them down to low health. I love just throwing balls at them. It's such a nostalgic, such a specific nostalgic memory for me of like just being a kid. I remember specifically catching Giratina in Pokemon Platinum in the Distortion world while in the bathroom on the toilet. I was like 10 or something. I definitely not that. I remember how old I was, but I remember specific memory in like this specific house, in this specific bathroom, pants down, playing Pokemon Platinum on my DS. And I caught Giratina and I like popped off. I was so excited about catching Giratina because it was like I had played Pokemon games before. I had played Ruby Sapphire before then, but when I played Ruby and Sapphire, I was a little bit too young to understand what I was doing, really. I vaguely remember them, but like Pokemon Platinum was like my first Pokemon game that I remember. And then later I ended up getting Pokemon Diamond, which I never finished. I never beat the Elite Four. And so like that memory specifically of catching Giratina on the toilet is such a visceral memory for me. And just catching legendaries in like old Pokemon games is such a nice feeling. Just like, paralyzing them, putting them to sleep, using False Swipe, getting them down to 1 HP, throwing Ultra Balls at them, throwing like 40 Ultra Balls at them until they catch. It's such a just like a classic Pokemon experience. And like that was the case for like pretty much every single legendary that I'm going to mention. Azelf, Uxie, they were easy to catch. Mesprit was a little bit more difficult. The roaming Pokemon, of course. Cresselia was the same. A little bit more difficult because they roam around. You have to, whittle them down. I ended up getting a Golbat that knew Mean Look and giving it a Quick Claw. And, I just kept on encountering with it until I got the Quick Claw to go first. Because it was like level 10 or something. It wasn't level 10, but it was like whatever level Zubat evolves into Crobat. Or Golbat. It was really low, so it was like it wasn't faster than this Mesprit. And so I found Mesprit. My Quick Claw activated. I used Mean Look on the Mesprit, and then I didn't know that Mean Look goes away when you switch out of the Pokemon that used it. So I switched to my Pachirisu, I switched to March to paralyze it, and it just ran. And I'm like, this was like recently. I still didn't know that that's how mean look worked. And the Mesmer just ran away. I was mad. I was like, I like put my Switch down and stopped playing for like 10 minutes. And then I did it again later. But now, I eventually got it. Roaming Pokemon are always a little bit notorious for being annoying, trying to catch them. I loved, selling TMs that I don't use, stocking up on Ultra Balls and Quick Balls and Timer Balls. It's so much fun. Such a good classic Pokemon feeling. And you can still do it in games nowadays, obviously, but it's a little bit of a lost feeling because a lot of the legendary Pokemon that you find are sort of like in their own little area, like the Ultra Space and stuff. It's not like you're going to their domain and catching them. It doesn't really have the same feeling. Maybe it's such a nostalgic thing for me in BDSP because it's a remake of the game where it all sort of started for me, where I started to really care about catching all the legendaries and stuff. So that could be why. And then, once I caught them, once I saw them, I went into the fight area and I continued to Route 225. And I made sure again to fight every single trainer. And this is where I stopped playing as a kid. I think I got to the fight area, but I don't think I was strong enough or I didn't care. I was like, ugh. I think 12-year-old me was like, I already beat the games. Why would I want to fight more trainers? I just want to catch Pokemon. So I didn't do it. I just didn't care. I didn't fight all the trainers. I didn't go into the route. I just hung out, went and caught Giratina, and now I can say that I actually experienced it, and I love the routes. The routes after the post game are really, really well designed. I really, they were difficult. They were hard. They were annoying. I guess that's the point. There was a lot of them. I liked the areas, the fight area, the survival area, the resort area, all that jazz. I loved doing that. It was fun. It's a nice little area. I like that it's just sort of a separate area for the post game. Specifically, you can catch a bunch of new Pokemon there for the National Pokedex. Pokemon that you can't catch anywhere else in Sinnoh. It's really because you have to see every Sinnoh Pokemon to get there. So they put more Pokemon there in order for you to see it. In order for you to catch, I mean. It was fun. I liked, nothing really super interesting to say about the routes leading up to everyone in the post game. They were just routes. Trainers were trainers. They were a little bit difficult, but my team was pretty over leveled at this point, so it didn't really matter. And then there was Mount Stark with Buck, another sort of double battle thing. I like that. And I guess I should explain. The reason why this game took me so long to beat, and I don't think I mentioned this last time, was because I made sure to check every area. I scoured this game top to bottom. Fighting every trainer, collecting every item, looking up where every hidden item was, all this jazz. I found I went everywhere I possibly could, just because I may as well, why not? It was fun. I liked it. I never really did that as a kid in this game, so I experienced new areas. I don't think I could do that in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, because I did that in those games recently, and it's just another thing. I scoured the region for everything that I possibly could, and it was fun. And I did that in the new area too. I did that in Mount Stark. I did that in Route 225, 226 onward, everything like that. It was fun. It's a great post game. It's a fantastic post game. So many different legendaries to catch, so many different Pokemon to catch, so many different legendaries to catch. New areas to visit. It's really, really nice. And like I said, I never visited this area as a kid. I never experienced this. So it was good. It felt like I was playing a new game. Really, genuinely. Mount Stark, I wish that one complaint I have about Mount Stark, I wish that you when you went there with Buck for the first time, that Heatran was there, that you didn't have to go after That felt weird to me. I was getting ready. I saved in front of the room. I was like, okay, I'm going to catch Heat Ran. I'm going to get Heat Ran. And then you walk in and Buck takes it and he just leaves. And then you're like, what? Is Heatran running late? Where is he? And you just got to you have to go talk to him and then you have to come back. So I waited on Heatran because I was annoyed and I didn't want to go through Mount Stark again. I continued the routes. I went to the resort area. And then I caught Heatran. It was fun, same as always. Just get him down to low health, throw balls at him until you catch him. Cresselia, same thing, same way. Same, I like the little story they do. I'm excited for Shaman and Darkrai events, I assume, will be coming in the future. I know you can access them through glitches, so I know they're in the game, but you can't access them at the time. Oh, Giratina too, Turnback Cave. I think that's what it's called, Turnback Cave. It's like a maze. You got to go through the labyrinth and you find Giratina. Man, I really wish that they added the distortion world in Diamond and Pearl in BDSP. I mean, it really would have improved the quality of the game, I think. I know they're remakes of Diamond and Pearl, not Platinum, but even if you just went to the distortion world to catch Giratina instead of this random cave, I would have enjoyed that a little more. And finally, things that I did do that are new to the game, new to these games, is Ramenas Park. I did do Ramenas Park. I went to the underground and I scoured it for mysterious shards. I looked for the mysterious shards. I went to Ramenas Park. I didn't get. I got Reggie Rock and Reggie Steel. I didn't get Reggie Ice. I was bored at that point, so I didn't get Reggie Gigas. But I know that you need to get those 3 in order to get Reggie Gigas. And I like that you have to just look around in the underground for a long time to get enough resources to get every legendary. It feels like you're really collecting them. I like that a lot. I like the Ramenas Park. I like that it replaced the PAL Park. It's fine. It's a little bit grindy, but that's the point. You can get every other legendary pretty much, except for the exclusive ones and the ones that you can already catch in the game. But I was specifically looking for the Reggies, so I could catch Reggie Gigas. I never got around to it, but there's a list of things in this game that I would go back and do. I will go back and do probably. Reggie Gigas is one of them. The Battle Tower, the finding a shiny with the Poke Radar, catching all the unknown. I know you can get a special cave if you catch all the unknown in Lillieceon Ruins. I don't remember exactly what it does, but I know there's a thing you can do for it. I will go back to the game eventually. I'm a little busy now, and Legends Arceus is coming out soon. I know that's going to take up a lot of my time, but maybe I'll go back to it and I'll talk about the rest of this stuff in another episode eventually. Who knows? Because these are all things that I could also do just in Diamond and Pearl if I ever play the originals again, but it's going to be a long time before I play the originals again. So maybe I'll go back and do them. I don't know. We'll see. If you really, really want to hear my opinions about Reggie Gigas, about the Battle Tower, about getting a shiny with the Poke Radar, let me know. Tell me, and I will do it. I will find the time to do it. But for now, I really do feel like I have milked everything that there is to do in this game that is notable to talk about on right now. Obviously I know what I have to do. I know what things I have left, but I fought every trainer. I found every item. I did everything that my mind and body would allow me to do. And I'm glad that I decided to do this before. I'm glad that I decided to make another episode about it, because I really do have a different sense of the game after doing that. When I was talking about it last episode, I really did kind of feel like there was still more to explore. And I'm glad that I did, because I feel like it's like going to a restaurant and ordering food and eating half of it and like you're still hungry. You know, you're in that mindset where you're like, oh, this is so good, I'm gonna keep eating it. I'm gonna just keep going. You know, I'm not stopping now. I'm not saving this food. I'm not bringing it home. I'm gonna eat it. It's gonna fill my belly. It's gonna be so good. And then like halfway through, someone takes it away from you for like 10 minutes, and they're like, "Tell me how it was." You know, or I guess like I push it away from myself, and I'm like, someone asked me, how's your food? You know, and I'm like, oh, it's good, but like I don't have that full feeling. And now I grabbed that plate, I pulled it back into my lap, and I'm going ham on this like burger. You know, I'm finishing this burger, and it's gonna fill my belly, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna take a nap. Exactly what I did with BDSP. And I you know, pretty much everything that I said last time still stands, but I want you to know that I'm looking at this game with a much more warm feeling in my heart, because I really do feel like I did everything there is to do in this game, and it feels good. I wanted to. I didn't just do it for the review. I did it because I genuinely love these games. I genuinely had a good time. You know, I genuinely love Pokemon with all my heart, and like it feels like I completed a Pokemon game. And like that's such a good feeling. And BDSP as a remake of a game that I completed like this as a kid in Platinum is such a good feeling. So much nostalgia, obviously, that's like the whole point, but at the same time, nostalgia in a sense where I feel like I'm not only do I like remember playing this game as a kid, I feel like I'm doing exactly what I did as a kid, which is just finishing the game. Doing everything that there is to do in this game. Really just like, you know, getting that max playtime. And I feel like that even though I still have things left to do. And I think it just really shows how good the original games are and how faithful the remakes are. Because obviously, it's not like they're not like super amazing games. It's not like... It's not like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is going to get Game of the Year, and I'm like 99% sure that Legends Arceus is just going to blow it out of the water in terms of quality and story and everything like that. But as just like what it claims to be, a faithful remake of already amazing games, it does it perfectly to a dime, you know, and like. I can say wholeheartedly that I have experienced that. Whew. Anyway, that feels like much more of a satisfying conclusion to me for BDSP. So I only have 6 minutes left to finish this episode, so let's quickly do everyone's favorite segment where we talk about a random move every single episode. Today's move is Fire Spin. Fire Spin is a damage-dealing fire-type move introduced in Generation 1. It is TM13 in Pokemon Sword and Shield. It is a special move. It is a PP of 15, power of 35, and an accuracy of 85%. Oh my god, there's so much. Fire Spin has a power of 15 and an accuracy of 70 in Generation 1. Fire Spin inflicts damage and traps the targets for 2 to 5 turns, damaging the target at the end of each turn. There's a 37.5% chance it'll attack for 2 turns, 37.5% chance it'll attack for 3 turns, 12.5% chance it'll attack for 4 and 5 turns respectively. Although the first hit can be a critical hit, each consecutive turn will deal the same amount of damage. While the target is trapped, it'll be unable to attack, and if the user Fire Spin strikes before the target, the target will also be unable to attack during the same turn. I don't think that's true anymore. Generation 2, the target is now able to attack during Fire Spin's duration and can act normally. Instead, it inflicts 1/16 of the target's maximum HP as damage for 2 to 5 turns upon use, in addition to the damage dealing when it's used. It also traps the target, preventing switching and escape. If the user switches out, the target will be freed. If the user switches out, the target will be freed. Really? Interesting. If a wild Pokemon uses Fire Spin on the player's Pokemon, the player may now escape if the affected Pokemon has Runaway or is holding a Smoke Ball. If the user of Fire Spin is holding a Grip Claw, the duration of Fire Spin will always be 5 turns. If the affected Pokemon is holding a Shed Shell, it will switch out. It's just like normal trapping move rules, I guess. Fire Spin's power and accuracy were raised to 35 and 85% respectively in Generation 5. It got buffed in Gen 5. If a binding band is held by the user, the damage done each turn will increase from 1/16 to 1/8. The text changes again, this time to Pokemon was trapped in a fiery vortex. And in Gen 6 and onwards, the end turn damage of Fire Spin is increased from 1/16 to 1/8. Wow. So it got buffed again in Gen 6. If the user is holding a binding band, the end turn damage of Fire Spin will increase to 1/6 of the target's maximum HP. And Ghost-type Pokemon cannot be trapped by Fire Spin. Wow. So there's like so much more. There's so many things. I want you to know the Gen 1 description for Fire Spin is really long. I think it's just like talking about how glitchy Gen 1 is and how glitchy trapping moves are in that game. So I'm not going to read it. Is there any trivia? Despite the function of binding moves change from Gen 1 to Gen 2, Fire Spin's description in Pokemon Stadium 2 still states it makes the target unable to move. This is also the case for Bind and Wrap. Fire Spin is the only Fire-type move introduced in Generation 1 that cannot inflict a burn. Interesting. Fire Spin... Oh, there's a lot to it. It's just sort of like a trapping. It's just a trapping move. There's so many of these little guys, Fire Spin... Special case. It's the fire one. It's a good move. It's a good early game move, I think. It's a good move. It's like Whirlpool. It's a good move to just like sit down and then do other stuff with. It's a trapping move. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on Fire Spin for too much longer, mostly because that is all the time I have for today, quite literally. So, thank you so much for listening. Again, thank you for being here. If you've listened to this far, I'm feeling much better, sort of just like in general, in the head. Holidays are over. I can focus on school now, and thus I can also focus on making Evocast better. More higher quality for all of you. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!